Hey guys, today I'm going to be speaking with you guys about codependent relationships and why they ain't going to serve you and their purpose for God. When both of you as a couple, you're not bringing something to the table, which in God's eyes, both of y'all should be bringing something to the table. Something shouldn't be one more than the other. The guy shouldn't be doing all the work, female shouldn't be doing all the work. The guy living off the girl living off the guy. It just won't work like that. When that's a codependent relationship like that, nobody's bringing equal amount to the table. A lot of times your relationships don't work out. They just won't work out because of the codependency. A lot of problems will arise. Different problems arise. Hey, if you're living like that and you can live like that and that doesn't bother you, that's your business. But there's a lot of people out there that wonder why things ain't working for them. It's because you stay in these codependent relationships. Sometimes one right after another. Not everybody we meet is gonna stay in our life. So with time we grow, we learn who we're dating, and hopefully we get to bring both something to the table. And that's how you're gonna you can go with the flow, and everything will get better for you. When you live codependently, just a lot of problems arise. You're gonna notice that a lot of problems arise. You get frustrated. People get mad, angry. The fun's not always there. Somebody expects something more than sometimes, some days. Certain amounts. It becomes an issue. It gets frustrating, and you get a lot of arguments. A lot of people need to work on controlling their arguing. That's another thing. A lot of people, nowadays are very argumentative. It needs to chill with the whole arguing. People need to learn how to not live their lives with their emotions. They need to learn how to control their emotions. So when you control your emotions, you're not living out of your anger, your fears, your frustrations. You're at peace with yourself. You have to give peace with yourself. You can't be bashing out at somebody, lashing out. You can't be hitting nobody. None of that can happen. You just can't. You gotta act right. Act right. You can't be starting arguments for the nothing. And a lot of us, live in relationships like that where literally, hey, the sky's blue, or who made this grass green? It's like you argue for the nothing. When those relationships come into our lives, you just need to let them go. If it's at the point where you're arguing every day, constantly for any little thing, if you said something the wrong way, you're walking on eggshells, it's time to let it go. If you can't let that go, you're punishing yourself. And that's the truth. You can love the person, you can have been with them for some time, some years, months, however it is. It's not going to get any better. It's unless you get some counseling, somebody to counsel y'all, and y'all work it out like that. Hey, that's good. Congratulations, it worked out for you. But if you're just going through these day-to-day arguments, you gotta let these toxic relationships go. It's not, it's not a cool thing. It's not a hit thing to be in a toxic relationship. And oh, hey, friends, this is what's going. That's not the way to live. Not the way to live. If you like living like that, hey, cool. That's the way you like to live. Best of luck to you. God bless you. I'll keep you in my prayers. But if you want to grow, as a person, and you want to grow as a couple, you want to grow spiritually, you have to learn how to not live your life with your emotions. Jealousy, anxieties, these depressions. I understand there's tons of things out there from the day-to-day life. Just, everyday working. I understand how frustrating life can be. I understand, man, it's easier said than done. I get that totally. You're totally right. But you have to want to do it. So everybody has, free will. If you can just, learn how to control that, bite the bullet. Don't let things get to you. Don't let the little bickering get to you. Don't let, oh, I gotta have the last word. They walk away saying, stop that. We're adults. We're adults. If you first met your person, your dream person, whoever you're with, however you feel, you're gonna act right. You're not gonna meet them and act a fool or act out, act crazy. You're gonna act right. So act right. So if at any point in the relationship, these relationships that you're constantly arguing, you can't control your anger, you need to, one, walk away. You need to take a chill pill. You need to take a walk, go outside and do the yard. You need to control your anger. Nobody likes to hear stuff like that, or nobody wants to hear that, but you need to control your anger. So first, number one, control your anger. Take a walk, step outside, do the yard, however you see it. Come back and talk. If you can't talk about it, walk away again. And if it's at the point where you just can't even communicate with each other, it's time to let it go. It's time to let the relationship go. If you're not seeing eye to eye, it's codependent, however the case may be, just one-sided argument, one argumentative all the time, or maybe just both arguing all the time, y'all feel the same way, it's time to let it go. Yeah, especially if you have kids around, because now you're making the kids pay for it. If you have other people around, if you live in apartments, now your neighbors are hearing your business. It's time to act right, guys. It's time to act right. Control yourself. Don't let your emotions run you. Don't let your emotions control your life. Don't live on emotion. Balance yourself out. Balance your emotions. You live with peace in yourself. You live with peace in yourself, peace in your mind. You totally love yourself. You love your neighbors. So-and-so tells you something, let it go. It's not even important. It's not even worth it. Not even worth your time. Hey, so-and-so told me. Don't worry about it. God's watching everything. God is watching everything. He sees who's making the decisions, remember, he knows how much salt's in the ocean, guys. So he knows everything. He knows what's going on. And if nobody else sees, or so-and-so don't believe you, God believes you, because he knows what you're doing is right in your heart. He knows where you're at. You should know where you stand with God. So it's plain and simple, guys. There's no use of acting out, no use of acting a fool, no use of oh, so-and-so told me this, now I gotta go retaliate, I gotta go and say this now, I gotta go and do this, or I gotta put it on Instagram or YouTube or social media or anything like that. Just let it right out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they say. Let them do it. And if they do it, congratulations, good job. Don't worry about it. The light shines through always. The light will shine through. God will show you and show the people who was right and who was wrong. It's not your job to have to go and prove it to anybody, of justify anything, of why so-and-so. Let it go. Just let it go. Don't worry, your blessings will come. The more you throw it off, the more you shrug it off. You don't let nothing bother you, because you're at peace, and you keep your whole energy to yourself. You keep your vibration high. You learn how to live a balanced life. You don't let nothing bother you. You don't let nothing anybody says bother you. You don't let your boss piss you off. You don't let your friends piss you off. If they are pissing you off, eliminate them from your life. Plain and simple. You don't have to torture yourself, guys. Get rid of that friend that's no good for you. If they're a bad influence on you, get rid of them. If it's a spouse, you're in a relationship, they're bad for you, toxic for you, get rid of them. Simple, get rid of them. Don't take it as a loss, like, oh, I lost everything. Think of it as you saved your time, because time is something you can't get back. So if you're arguing with somebody constantly, you ended up arguing with them for 5 years out of your life, guess what? You wasted 5 years of your life. If they break up with you, you break up with them. It didn't work out. Now you just went through torture. You just tortured yourself. Now you got to figure out how to jump back to the beginning, balance yourself, do the whole numbers where you got to, get out of if you get into depression because you break up, or however the case is, now you got to, it's a longer process. It's a longer process. If it's something that you need help with, ask a friend, ask somebody, ask the church, ask your pastor, if it's something that's serious, ask a close friend of yours, ask somebody that you trust in, your mom, your dad, a family member, to help you get out of that relationship. And if you need more help than that, there is numbers out there that you can call that will help you. That will help you. You won't even know that you were gone, because, well, at least the person will know you're gone, but you'll be out in a flash. They'll help you out more faster than you know. Never fear that you need somebody. Never fear that, oh, I need them in my life. That's it. I'm going to die without them. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to be totally fine. Everything's going to be all right. You're going to be good. If you live in an abusive relationship, mentally, physically, verbally abusing you, something like that, you need to get out of that. There's no point of, and if it's y'all are doing it to each other, you need to get out of it. You all just can't stand each other, something like that, or you just are constantly arguing. It's no fair. It's no fair to yourself, guys. You know what I mean? So it's best just to leave those relationships. I just wanted to share that with y'all. God got me up this morning. Told me somebody needed to hear this out there. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Peace and love.